He when they were still driving their Volvo station wagon.
In between the two?
Back in the day, maybe.
Oh yeah, right.
Like Augusta and maybe not Augusta. What would be that between? I don't know. Somewhere and somewhere. Back when they were driving the Volvo, they were pretty much not. So Terrence, it looks like Terrence and Phillip now.
Hey, fuck you, buddy.
Buddy.
Hey, fuck you, buddy.
Let me know when we're on.
I mean, we're on. So.
On. Okay.
I'm
turned on. I like that you.
That makes two of us.
Yeah.
I masturbated before I came, so I'm pretty good.
I usually do. I didn't today.
Everyone masturbates before they come.
Oh!
He got you there. Not everyone. Sometimes they just talk to me and boom.
Do you remember I'd never jerked off before I had a wet dream.
So we discussed this. I definitely jerked off before I had a wet dream.
The wet dream was my awakening.
I've always been told I jerk off too much. That's why I never have one.
Well, that's what everybody with a wet dream is masturbation. You're supposed to.
Oh yeah.
It's healthy to empty things out every 20 to 30 days.
I was gonna say I had one, and then from then on I never gave myself a chance.
The only time it happened to me is I was incarcerated, and I was incarcerated for like 3 weeks, and it came out, and I was like, no!
You never give yourself a chance.
I know my bunkmate was pissed. I was like, I will sleep naked again, I promise.
Cheers, queers. It's from Behind the BarCast, the podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking in general. We just had Thanksgiving, so the drink is...
Oh, tonight we're having a pumpkin old-fashioned. I used a little pumpkin puree, some brown sugar and maple syrup to make a simple syrup for us, and a little fresh OJ squeezed in there with some Flatboat bourbon.
And we're seeing if you can... I don't know if you can hear this on the mic, but I'm holding the bottle of Flatboat. Distilled and bottled in Kentucky and slow aged in oak barrels.
What makes Flatboat so nice, Vinny?
It's owned by the Sazerac Company. It's like a collaboration with, I believe, the Liquor Barn. It used to only be able there, but you can get it everywhere now. But it's made in the same warehouse, Buffalo Trace Distillery, that they make Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah.
It's aged 4 years in new oak barrels, so it's like, kind of made with the love that Pappy is, but it's just a 4-year bourbon, so that's why it's their low grade. But you have to buy it if you want to get Pappy. You have to buy a lot.
Oh,
yeah.
Because
like
I remember
Crown did when they were doing the Crown.
Garibaldi, they bought a bunch of something that would give them Pappy.
They bought,
it's a 1792 Flatboat.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
And it's like a 1792 Barton's collaboration with the place. It's awesome.
Yeah, because I've seen.
It's a good mixing bourbon.
Yeah, it's good for mixing. Well, I mean, it's not as pumpkin-y as I thought. And since there's no cinnamon in it, I'm like, all right, I'm not drinking a pumpkin spice latte.
I'm glad there's no cinnamon in it.
Yeah.
I told him I didn't want powder.
We didn't want to go Karen pumpkin spice,
Yeah,
right. Do it like a man.
I make my pumpkin drinks like a man, goddammit.
More like a Darren than a Karen. Come on.
Shout out to the patrons. Thank you for supporting us this month. Also, we have an email from onthebarcast@gmail.com. We have Instagram, all the same, and we have a P.O. Box 191. Tybee Island, Georgia, 31328. And how
we
love Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
How was your guys' Thanksgiving?
Good. I had a good Thanksgiving. There's always a little stress on Thanksgiving. I smoke and sell ducks for holidays. I only did a 4 or 5 for Thanksgiving, but for Christmas, if you'd like a smoked duck, I'll brand it with From Behind the BarCast or something for you.
How many ducks did you have?
5. But like last Christmas, I did 14.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't go anywhere for Christmas, like the day of.
Yeah.
So I can do that. So I'm going to make a post soon I'm going to use our format to whore myself out if I need to. But usually I got enough people that buy them regularly that I don't need to
you got a duck side hustle is what you're saying?
I got a lot of duck lovers out there. Shout out to my duck people.
How are they? Are they sourced by being shot or? I mean,
no, I got farm duck. They're easier to cook to get a consistent taste than a farm.
Because like wild duck, they're probably like small because they're not hormonalized.
Some of them are small. There's too much variance in a wild animal that you can't. Right. I don't want to sell it to somebody and them get sick because it had some kind of weird duck disease.
And if they use birdshot, there still might be pellets.
And then you have to eat duck like, and it's much more gamey.
Lose a molar.
And duck's already kind of gamey, especially the thigh and leg quarter.
Yeah, and if you cook duck to like a mid-rare and it's a gamey duck, you got to cover it with some kind of sauce to like.
Well, the thing about duck, like when you do the whole duck, getting it the point where the thigh and leg quarter are cooked all the way because the breast is red meat, so you got to get that just.
Yeah.
fine.
And thighs on every flying animal take longer to cook than
Yes,
the
they
rest
do.
of it.
So I just
Yeah.
put the thigh and ass towards the hotter part of the smoker.
But you
But I brine them for a day. And
you
then
were
I'll-
off on Thanksgiving though.
Yeah, I don't work Thanksgiving Day.
But have you ever service industry worked at Thanksgiving?
He and I have worked at two of the same restaurants at different times on Thanksgiving, Ruth's Chris and Garibaldi's.
Yeah, I've worked at both.
I did Pink House for a
They're
year
both
also.
open on.
Pink, so I did a year of Pink House where I did Thanksgiving and Christmas. And the Garibaldi's, I did one Thanksgiving, and then somehow, as I tend to do, wedged myself into not having to work on the holidays. And so same thing at Ruth's Chris. I was like, look, I'll work here, but I'm not going to work. I'll work we didn't open the first Thanksgiving or Christmas, and they did it the next year.
The first Thanksgiving we didn't open up.
Yeah, well, dude, it sucks because people are not as thankful.
Bro, have you ever worked poos on Thanksgiving, Vinny?
I've done Poos and I've done Garibaldi's. I usually, like, I'm kind of like him. I'm like, everybody's from out of town. Like, I have family here. Like, I need Thanksgiving and Christmas
Yeah, same
off,
thing.
and I'll work
Well,
everything else. Like,
I'm
you know.
a
But I've done-
I'm a
Poos is-
family-less.
Poos is wild.
Yeah. Well, so I normally request to work on because it always falls on a Thursday, obviously, because that's Thanksgiving, and my shifts are on Thursdays already.
Right.
So I normally request it, because
You don't do a big family.
I don't do. Yeah, I
anything,
don't.
you
Yeah, I
know?
don't have. There's no family to do it with. So I do like.
And Christmas is an earlier thing usually. Like you did Christmas with us for a decade.
Yeah.
And it was.
Well,
you know,
see, I mean, I
you did
went up there and
Christmas dinner.
ate because we have the potluck at Huckapoo's during
Right.
the day, but then I had to turn around, come home, and cry a little bit in the shower, and then go right back to work.
Right.
But
You hit your head again?
No, luckily I did. I wanted to bang my head against something, but I've worked a lot of Thanksgivings, and it's split right down the middle of either a really generous
Nice.
experience with people who are happy to be home or visiting or seeing their families again, or like the absolute worst fucking and this year was like one of the bad ones.
See, so when I got to you, it was like almost 10. So you said it had just cleared out when I got there, but because you looked like you weren't warm and friendly at all. And I see you after some rough nights, and you were like, hey, and I was like, ooh, he's had
I
one.
used a lot of my warm and friendly up until about 9 o'clock, because the weird thing is, we are open like the kitchen is. You wouldn't believe how many people come in and demand and expect like certain food and service on Thanksgiving. They're like, well, I would like to have that. I'm like, well, we don't have it right now.
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving Day. Be glad we're open.
I'm like, I'll make you a plate.
Yeah, free food.
You want
for free.
turkey, stuffing, whatever.
I'll do it for free.
And I get like if you've been like, and if you have been eating Thanksgiving food all day, what the fuck are you doing asking for pizza later on anyway?
Yeah, that's a weird
Come
combo.
get drunk. That's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, go home, drink, go home and eat, and
But
eat
then
turkey.
the people would be like expecting like a Thanksgiving hookup. Like, oh man, it's Thanksgiving. It's like, yeah, man.
Like you're gonna give them some kind of like.
Fuck you, I'm working
Yeah,
while you've been
exactly.
off all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me the
Yeah.
hookup, dude.
Hook me up with a fat tip. But like, there was like, man, there's probably like 3 people that were super generous. Everybody else, because you know who comes in during holiday breaks?
People you don't see but once a year,
And
they're the worst.
And
Maurice.
college kids.
Oh,
Yes.
same thing.
So there's this
Oh,
one.
yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
there's this one kid. I wasn't, we talked about it the other week, like not looking right at tickets whenever you get them.
Yeah.
The signed credit
Yeah,
card
yeah.
slips. And so I didn't look at this kid's first 2, but he was closing out for $2 for ultras every time. So on the third one, I
You don't
looked.
tell them you have a minimum.
Here's the thing.
I would lie.
This little fucking cock swallower, he would make a strike that looked like a 1.
Through the tip line.
On the like in the place you would put a 1 on the tip line, but then he would write $2 underneath.
On all three.
All 3 of them, so it made it look like there was a $1 tip on there, but with the total. So then I ignored him for the rest of the night, and he started noticing that I wasn't fucking with him. And then he goes, "Hey man," I was like, "You can't have a beer." He goes, "No, I was just wondering if we could get this heater on over here." I was like, "We're out of propane."
There's nothing you can ask for that I can do for you.
I was like,
Where's the bathroom? We don't have one. It's closed. It's women only. You can go pee by the highway, but face your dick to the highway.
Face your dick to the highway and get as close to the yellow line as you possibly
Yeah.
can.
If I see you peeing on that white line, this had to be an extremely trying Thanksgiving and Christmas, and going to be Christmas. People that had to work. I have a friend that worked. She's a listener. Thank you for listening. And Patreon. Thanks, Corey. She worked
nice.
Thanksgiving at Ruth's Chris, and said it was just absolute carnage and hell because everybody's still understaffed. And people last year, I'm sure, were accommodating and nice because it was right after the breadth of the pandemic is still in, so they were a little more courteous
I think
about
I
it.
remember last
But now
year-
people are like, the pandemic is fucking over. Where the fuck is my food?
Right.
And are demanding and are and restaurants are trying to capitalize on the fact there's a lot of business right now because there is going to be an eventual downturn to some of this for certain places and like just hell. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to talk to some people at Garibaldi's and Pink House to get a little more input on how it is. But like Vic's, Garibaldi's, Pink House, Roost Chris.
So if you're not
Pirate's
familiar,
House.
these are like our like more top end restaurants. in
These are the
Savannah.
busier restaurants in Savannah. Those are the ones that are open. I think a couple other ones open this year, but like
Oh, you mean that's who is open for
Thanksgiving Day. That's
and
who I
they
know.
serve like Thanksgiving style food, so they're booked up for months.
Well,
like all four
I
of
think
these
what
are,
Roost
like-
Chris tries to do is the double up, where they have Thanksgiving style food, or you can get fucking steak.
Or you can get their ribeye.
Like you can get like a meal, like it's a 3-course meal, and you get to choose, and like that must have just screwed himself. But like Garibaldi's and Pink House have it down to a science. They've been doing it for 25 years there, and it's like you get this. Here's what you get. You get this plate, this plate, or this plate.
Oh,
that way
gotcha.
That way you're just chumming out the same plate every time.
Yeah, so if you're at Roost Chris and you already have a menu to deal with, then you're just adding 6 more specials onto it, basically.
Which
that
is
you're
not a good idea.
That you're not used to cooking.
When you're trying to do high volume, because I mean that was the busiest day of the year at Garibaldi's and Pink House was always Thanksgiving
Oh,
Day.
wow, really?
Because they're open
Oh,
for,
yeah.
but they don't open for
Yeah.
lunch normally. Well, now
Right.
Pink House now does, but they're booked from beginning to end. And the one I worked at Garibaldi's, the one time I worked, we did like 700 covers, which is ridiculous amount of people to shuffle in and out of the restaurants.
Yeah.
But you open at 11 and you close at 9. You're usually open from 5 to 10.
Right.
You're just in and out, in and out.
But
in and
you
out.
said this part of the year for the downtown higher end restaurants is the busy season.
We're busy right now. We're all busy. I mean, this week will be just a tiny slow. Like it'll be a 15% drop from last week. But last week wasn't what it has been in previous years. Like I keep checking my money every year on like a spreadsheet because I'm a dork, and I'd like to know.
That's true.
So, but of the last 5 years, Tuesday and Wednesday were the worst 2 Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving I've ever had, and I've worked those 2 shifts for 5 years. But I also worked in the wine cellar the previous 3 out of 4 years, and so that I had 2 extra tables down there maybe. But like people were very nice Wednesday and were very I like your orange straw. It's very festive. You give me a red
glad
one
I
for the
had
blood
one.
of dead ducks and turkeys. But like it wasn't as go hard. Bars got slammed at like 9:00 on Wednesday though. People were like, I've been with my family for a few hours. I hate them. I have to drink. now."
Everyone's trying to escape the family at some point, even whether it's on Thanksgiving Day or the day before.
Yeah.
But people normally get, because everyone has like pretty much the whole week off if you're at school, I think.
Keep talking, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Listen, that was a private question
No,
about bourbon.
No, pardon me.
Is there bourbon in this, Vinny?
Yes, that's ready to go in there.
Okay, I didn't want to put bourbon on top of this already bourbon filled. That first sip, I was like, this tastes like my
Just left
grandfather.
y'all a little extra simple. If you
Yeah,
need
it
sweeter. Nice.
I took that first sip. I was like, oh, this is going to be like the last bourbon time. Cause
No, we're not. Because are we recording right now?
yeah,
'Cause
we
I'm
are
not doing that
recording
again.
right now. We had to redo the
I've got
third
duck
segment.
fried rice to make. Okay,
We had to do the
You s-
second segment 3 times.
I'm trying to use the force like the Karen I just posted on our reels
That was a good reel. So I guess if you follow us on From Behind the BarCast
on Instagram.
on Instagram, our reels do super well, but we don't. But I guess we get throttled if we put anything like #podcast or anything to promote ourselves on there.
Yeah, we can only promote the reel itself is because I posted one with Santa Claus jerking off on a roof 3 weeks ago,
And it's still getting hits.
It went to 7,000 flatline for 2 weeks, and in the last 5 days it's doubled. I don't understand how or why. And like we're getting messages, we got a lot of followers because of it though. People like jacking off Santa Claus, not jacking
Not
Santa Claus
him
off.
jacking off.
Santa Claus jacking off himself.
Him jacking off because he doesn't want to have wet dreams anymore.
No, he wants to come down your chimney, not himself.
Not in Mrs. Claus anymore.
No,
they've
you're
got
like-
enough elves
there's
running
plenty of
around.
elves running around there.
Did you So we would like to ask you, our listeners, because the thing is, if you put anything that's sort of promoting it on there, our reach will be like a quarter of what it would be.
Shuts it down.
It shuts it down, and then it goes, "Hey, $5.
$5
You wanna
will boost this post."
So we want to ask you guys, like, share our stuff for us, please.
Please do.
So we don't have to fucking pay for it, man. And it used to be once the Social Dilemma, I guess it was the Netflix thing.
Yeah.
Once I learned how that operated, and they look for engagement, because engagement is when you say, Kyle Rittenhouse, say the word.
Yeah, and now you have
Engagement,
Yeah.
whether it's positive or negative, and you're going to get views and likes. We don't do...
Oh, and Facebook's the worst because like
Yeah.
I post a story or Paxton posts a story on the BarCast story on Instagram and Facebook, right? You go to I go to Facebook and the first 34 stories are not Behind the and it's the last one. even though I seek it out and I always watch it, so you watch the same person's stories, it puts them near the front on Facebook. On Instagram, it's just time-wise.
Yeah.
But on Facebook, it's the person who you look at the most stories. So like my sister posts a story or one of my good friends, that's going to pop up right there. So, but the BarCast one, which I watch every one after I post it to get it a damn view, it's like, fuck you, end of the line. Like the far ass end of the line. And I'm like, I don't understand why you hate us, Mark Zuckerberg.
But see, the thing is, Facebook owns Instagram.
Yeah.
But I know it's two different companies, they're whatever. But on
Whoever runs
Instagram,
Instagram still has a small.
If we get 200 views on a story on Instagram, we'll literally get 20 on Facebook.
It's bizarre.
And I don't get it. If any of you
and Facebook stories aren't that big of a thing. Like I rarely look at Facebook stories compared to Instagram stories.
Me either, but still, you would think that it would only be cut down by like half.
Not by 180%.
Right.
It's very odd. Because like we'll get, and we can look at the analytics that our posts get.
Yeah.
And I swear I looked at one. Was it last week or the week before? We had 9 likes on the weekly post about the podcast, and it said 0 people reached. And I was like, how?
This is literally
you're
literally
lying to
impossible.
Me. You are lying to my face, and I see you, Facebook. Facebook.
Then you just want to delete it because nobody's liked it.
I know. I've never done that.
A little peek inside the brain of Vinny over there. It was pretty recent, too. I pulled something down pretty quick because I was like, fuck y'all, man. That shit was funny. I'm out. I'm taking it back.
I'm taking my shit and going home.
Speaking of social media, everyone knows how much I love the Eagles, so I guess we will talk about it. And I got posted. I mean, I haven't been...
Can we do the dogs before we do the Eagles? Let's dogs?
Okay, go ahead.
They're 12-0. But you're better than dogs?
I hate you. I can't even edit that out. I don't think... Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I'll start singing. So, coming live to the Inmark Arena, opening up for their...
He had it fucking...
He
had it on deck.
We planned this.
He had it on deck.
Here's a little behind-the-scenes peek. Thursday night, one of us was inebriated and was getting a ride to Huckapoo's. One of us was working at Huckapoo's, and one of us was driving. I was driving. You figure out the other two. And the other one and I have an hour and a half of him not drinking to discuss how to fuck with him about the Eagles. So he comes up here tonight. We're sitting out here. He goes, "Hey, Paxton, you can talk about the Eagles?" And that's what I was leering at him for. And you're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, look at my socks." Because in my motherfucking notes, Eagles in Mark Arena, surprise ambush, get Paxton while I do the bulldog play thing. So
I cannot be responsible for Thursday night.
It's the only part Thursday I'm making you responsible for is that.
We should have had a pet talk before this.
I just thought you would remember because it was an hour. I literally lied to you about having beer in the drawer of my refrigerator because you were too drunk to see it.
Because Thursday was the drunkest I think I've seen Vinny probably
top 5
in at least 5 years.
I just get so caught up in the Thanksgiving experience I forget to eat, even though I go to 4 different Thanksgiving dinners.
Yeah, he did.
I just drink all
that's
the
the
beers.
thing because you probably go to 4 different ones and you're like, well, if I eat something here, they'll be pissed if I don't eat something at the next one. So you just end up not eating like.
See, I overeat. I don't give a shit. I'll eat anyway.
Well, see, the thing was, I went to the potluck during the day at Huckapoo's, and I nibbled because everything was. I'm not going to get in the trough right away.
Get the first few things you can and get out.
So it was just, and I got a couple little things, but then I got to work that night and just didn't get a chance to eat any more of the delicious Thanksgiving food, which I didn't care, but. Because that shit makes you
Speaking
sluggish.
of Thanksgiving turkey, you're not going to fly away from these Eagles. So
yeah, enough about getting drunk on Thanksgiving. What about these Eagles?
So we were going to ambush you, but that was the plan. That's why I cut you off. That was the plan. Which, hey, by the way, still went out pretty well. As I had to text, that's why I was texting him about it. I'm like, God, motherfucker, come on, man. And so, yes, the Eagles are opening up the new Inmark Arena here in Savannah. It's going to be our new big Hollister, which we haven't gotten a new one since I was alive.
It's so dope that they have to that we're getting a big place for big bands to play, and then they just fucking ruin it with
by having the Eagles open up first. Well, I've actually already tried to contact Don Henley about doing an interview for the podcast.
You know what's funny, though? I got tagged in that post so many times. I never read it, though. I was just like, Eagles, get the rah-rah. And everyone's like, got your tickets already and shit. So I was like, I'm just going to hustle everybody and collect all the tickets that they buy me and scalp them outside for fucking double.
Mike's like, I want to give people the front row seats from behind the BarCast shirts. I'm like, fucking do it. I'll donate the shirts.
Oh, so I didn't read the post. So they are opening their
tour. They're opening. It's Hotel California.
They're opening their tour and the
first
time.
show in Savannah. Hotel California from beginning to end with an orchestra
in the new Inmark Arena, sponsored by From Behind the BarCast.
All the greatest hits afterwards.
So
you even get the Don Henley solo songs too.
So look, we're trying to promote ourselves. Would you be opposed? to be a sponsor.
I don't know if I would burn like a vampire in the sun if I walked in that fucking room, dude. I don't know if
Don Henley would do a solo and then stare at you.
He would do like an in the air tonight style thing and look at me like, I know it was your fault. You drowned that motherfucker.
And he would, no one looks at you like, ha! And
So,
throw a Nazi salute real quick for you.
Jane of Beth and Jane, of former sponsor of the podcast, Ty Bean, the coffee shop down here. Jane, I was closing up the other night, and she goes, "Hey, Paxton, I fucking hate the Eagles too, brother."
You're like, I love you.
Love you, Jane.
So yeah,
What's
got his
that?
tickets.
That's 5 Fs. I know. All right,
I'm counting. I'm the one who stood on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, like traveling across the country. Like, I don't care. Like the girl I was driving with, we were in Arizona, and I was like, "Stop!" I saw the sign, and I jumped out, stopped there. She goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, I played "Take It Easy" for her. She was like, "All right, I get it now."
Are you an overall?
Oh, that
everybody?
hurt me.
Yeah, all of them.
We need to get a trio going there.
That hurt me.
Not as much as Don Henley's going to hurt you when he sees you.
It's real. I've done it.
Do you want to go outside and pick at the concert, though? Oh, Eagles, Don Henley.
Don Henley's a Nazi.
I still have the From Behind the BarCast from the
I'll do
football
that
game,
with the
too.
side.
We can do that, too. Look, I'm down for that. I'll take a night off
I'm
work.
still going to go to the concert after I pick it.
I mean, yeah, pick it and then go to the concert.
Did we see you outside?
So back in the day, there was this little bottle of Mountain Dew that sat on a bridge one time, and I took a picture of it and made a Facebook group out of it, which gained 350 members in like 4 days.
That was the best.
So if I could just find a neat marketing way to get a picketing group together so
for
that they
Don
wouldn't
Henley.
open at the end
This
mark.
is the beginning.
It's February, right? February?
I think so, yeah.
February,
we got
right?
plenty of
Well, the
time.
thing is, they're not going to have the parking situated by then, so it's going to be a shit show.
Where's the place?
It's on the other side of Gwinnett, like past Farm Street, right?
Yeah.
It's out. Vinny's look it up, Jamie. It's out past Gwinnett, past the 16 thing, out like by out the west side.
Gotcha.
West side, yo.
Well, yeah.
Styles Avenue.
Styles Avenue, yeah, Styles Avenue, which is by. It's like by the like the projects and where they put the homeless people.
It's got to be super huge if it's going to have the
Eagles and a full orchestra
and a full orchestra
and a picket sign line outside.
and a huge picket outside.
You know the big Chatham Steel building that you go?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be like
Right by that.
right closer to out to 16 past that.
Ah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
By the new Savannah Bee Company warehouse as well.
Do we have any more, or do you have any more of that?
And we'll have the
super
Ghost
honey
Pirates
left?
there.
This is in the super. I'm out of regular honey. So
So you
for my
only
throat
using
coat
that
tea,
super high dollar
I
shit?
like I didn't put much in there. I was like, this is so expensive.
So Thanksgiving ended. Well, my Darren happened on Thanksgiving, but the thing was, everyone that I was working with, they were very in the spirit, and by that I mean fucking drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
And so by the end of it, like I was like kind of taking it easy, as you do.
Keep that Eagle references, please, as well on the thing on the board there.
But then, like by the time 9 o'clock came around, my goodwill towards men and
That's
women
Christmas. That's
were
Christmas.
gone. It was gone.
Until Christmas, it's like I'm done.
And then yeah. So
Because when you were like, and I'm out, and I was like, oh, okay.
yeah, because the thing was, Mike was like, hey, should I start counting the money? I was like, no, it's 10:30. We need to do other shit before we start counting the money. So then when y'all were waiting on the cab, I was like, I can't believe I'm leaving first. I was like super pumped about it because normally when people are ready to when they're ready to leave, here
You
we're gonna call
almost
the
stopped
cab.
that one. You almost
Yeah,
did.
almost. I'm normally sitting there manning the door until everyone's gone, until the
Oh, well, when you work the inside, because you only work
Right,
inside
exactly.
on Thursdays and Tuesdays, right?
Tuesdays and Thursdays I work the inside. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're usually you're out Saturday, Sunday. You're at the dugout, and you're like, later,
Later, nerds.
Or you're like, I'm out of here. Who's that guy in the hood leaving?
More often than not, I'm like,
Yeah. You shoot out the side kitchen door out the other side, and you're gone.
there's two things I have to do where I'm seen. I have to bundle like the money up and put it in the bag, and then go hide it in the hiding spot.
Yes.
So I got to go out in the
safe. Put it in the safe.
So I sneak out there, fucking do that, and then the very last thing I have to do is take the last bag of trash. So I'm just like, all right,
You
which way am I
don't
going?
do the Eric Thomas move. When you take the bag of trash, you don't come back inside.
Oh, yeah, right. I could just throw it over like fucking Santa Claus, I guess, and be like, be right back.
Yeah, with your book bag. Throw the book bag out the window, like down in the parking lot.
Because if I'm walking out with that book bag, they're like, hey, man, hey.
But you can throw it over the rail by the ice machine into the back of that truck right there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
go around and get
That's
it like you're
Edo's
sneaking
truck
out.
right there,
Yeah, like you're
yeah.
sneaking out.
Literally like sneaking out of my house in middle school, open the window.
The Winter Soldier getting away from those Germans.
throw the backpack up. But see, if I miss the truck though, that's where everyone pees.
Oh yeah.
So if my backpack hit the sludge,
oh, piss pack.
like, well, there goes that one.
Speaking of piss packs,
and whatever was in it.
P-E.
You want P-E? All right, guys, we'll be right back.
And then he just jumped out. It was like kind of wobbling.
Had it gotten hit by a...
He got like swiped, and he went up to it, and he was like...
Oh, he was taking it,
couldn't
putting it
really
out.
get up. It was trying to get up and couldn't. And he was like, all right, let's go. And he jumped on its fucking back, and he was like... Then it started bucking and kicking him, and so he just grabbed his pocket knife and just gut it like right on the side of the road and went and hung it up in his backyard and did all that.
I mean, at least he's the guy that knows how to cut it up and eat it.
Yeah.
So we had to take a quick, abrupt break there because breaking news, Elon Musk just shot a rocket into space and exploded a meteor, and it shut down our systems here. It turned out all the power, but we didn't run out of bourbon, thankfully. And
That's going to do great for my stock prices, so thank you.
But I'm not going to close my eyes
I'm not going to fall asleep.
until I find out what's happening.
Because I don't want to miss a thing.
I don't want to miss it.
We're waiting for an update from scientist Sandy Nice.
So, welcome back. We're glad to be here after the Armageddon
and the
near-death
Eagles'
experience.
shock.
and the shock of the Eagles. So we're gonna clip out that because it was definitely an ambush and a surprise whenever I heard Hotel California
Oh,
coming
man,
over
that face
coming
was
over the other
perfect.
microphone. That was a pretty, I don't know, Darren move.
Shit. It's the Karen of the week. It's the Karen of the week.
Oh shit!
Hotel California.
Living it up in the Darren here in the room. So, Thanksgiving, I have a Darren.
A Darren's giving.
A Darren's giving, and he was very giving with his Darrenism. Darrenicity. So, it opens up. It's a beautiful day. It opens up. Gentleman walks in, and he goes, "Hey, man, let me have a beer." I was like, "Okay, what kind of beer do you want?" He goes, "Anything dark." I was like, "All right, we have this stout thing." And he goes, "Just give me the stout." I was like, "All right." I go over and pour him the stout and bring it back. Then he goes, "You know what? Let me get a shot too." I was like, "What kind of shot do you want?"
Something dark?
Okay. He goes, just give me anything. I was like, that literally, when you say a shot, it's me telling you tell me to give you anything. I was like, "Do you want Jameson?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Nah, not whiskey, man. Let me think. How about a green tea?"
What?
I was like,
I don't like whiskey. I'll have a green tea.
"I'll have a green tea."
I'm not a big tequila fan. I'd like a margarita, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I hate fucking tequila. Ooh, margarita. Thanks.
Yeah.
Make it tequila flavored too.
Yeah.
So I go make him, and he seems like he was annoying me at that point because when I did bring him the shot back, he was like, "Hey, could I also see a menu?" Then I brought him the menu back, and he goes, "Hey, what's good?" Like every time I returned to him,
He was just like, Darren,
He had
Darren,
something, yeah.
Darren.
He needed you in his
he
life.
needed something else every single time. So his slice comes out. What do you think you got for food? Slice of pepperoni, obviously.
Oh, man, something
You know?
I gotta look at a menu to
Yeah,
decide
that's what I'm
for a
saying.
slice
I'm like,
of pepperoni.
"Does this pizza place have pepperoni, sir?" I would like to take a look at the menu just to be sure.
Make sure you get pepperoni and not something else that every pizza ever has that on it.
Exactly. So, I'll bring a slice out. He's nowhere to be found. I don't care at this point, and I'm not going to tell them to put it back in the oven if he comes
If
back.
Darren
It's,
comes back.
it's his fault, and I don't care.
Yeah.
So he gets a slice, but he doesn't complain about it. He just eats it. Then he comes back, and he asks to borrow my lighter. I was like, "Okay, man, sure." Don't see him for like another hour. I was like,
With your lighter?
but I have his credit card, so like we're good.
Yeah. It's
But
$5 for
still,
a lighter if you don't
yeah,
come back with
but
my lighter.
Still. So then he comes back, grabs it. He goes, "Give me a different dark beer." I was like, "We have one other one." He goes, "Yeah, whatever." So I give him the different dark beer and bring it to him. He drinks some of it. He goes, "This is different than the last one."
Oh, is it?
I was like, "Bro," I was like, "I can't fathom what is going on inside this dude's head right now. Like, nothing makes sense. We're in fucking Bizarro land." God damn it, another F. We're in Bizarro world right now.
It's okay with Darren's. You can F a Darren if you need to.
So then he goes and sits on one side of the bar, and he starts pumping these beers down like real quick.
So he likes the second beer a lot.
The second beer, so I just kept giving him the second beer. So he gets about 3 in, and now he's making. I hope he had a dog with him because he had a leash in his hand, but sometimes it wouldn't be in his hand. Sometimes it would be in other people's hands, and he was always leaning down
to pet his dog.
I guess I would think, but I'm on the other side of the bar, I couldn't see, and the two people next to him on both sides were all like side-eyeing him the whole time, and he would just make gestures to everyone, and they'd be like, "Yes, sir," and I'd be like, "What's up?" Like nothing, you know.
How old is this Darren?
50 probably.
Okay, I was
late
thinking older
40s, yeah, late 40s. So then he's getting a little bit belligerent. Not belligerent, but just like annoying, and I can tell everyone around him's getting annoyed. So he goes, "Hey man, I want another beer." I was like, "Yeah, I'll bring you a beer." I brought him a water. I was like, "Hey, drink this water and you can have the beer." Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So this dude, like a child being punished, he stares at me in the eye and just chugs the whole thing down.
Dripping down his face.
Like half of it wasn't making it in his mouth. And he handed me the cup, and I was like, "I'll get you another one." So I went and got him another water. He's a good sport by now. He's like, "All right, man, I'll get it, dude." So he starts drinking the beer. So then he's gotten the vibe where he's like, "Okay, can I have my last beer, please?"
Oh, there you go, Darren.
Right?
You learned.
So I get him his last beer.
The Darren Educational Complex still works in America.
Right, exactly, yeah. The industrial Darren educational system is still at work.
We got to go up to the school with Darren and Karen's.
I'm gone for 15 seconds, and Baby Mike's girlfriend, Ashley, is across the bar from him, sitting next to Allie. And I walk back through, and she goes, "Motherfucker, you wait till my boyfriend gets back, because you ain't going to act like that." Blah, blah, blah. She was, like, yelling at this
Oh,
dude.
no. And she's not that kind of girl at all.
No. And I was like, he's all the way across the bar. So I stood between, I stood between. I was like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" He was like, "I've probably been down here since before you were born." I was like, "No, you weren't."
Nope.
Because I was born here 40 years ago.
Yeah, and I've never seen you
I have
before.
never, ever seen you. And so I'm like, "Man, that's your last beer, so go to close them out, whatever." So then...
Did you get your lighter back?
I'm
concerned about the lighter for some
I'd
reason.
gotten my lighter
I
back.
was really worried about the lighter.
I know. For one reason.
So was I. As soon as I saw him the next time, I was like, "I have your credit card. I'm getting that lighter back."
You want a beer? I need a lighter.
So step between him. I think Ashley was just hot at him for whatever, and like Allie was like kind of just like
Maybe he
fuck
kicked his dog or something.
But I hope he had one.
Just didn't have a leash.
Yeah, because I swear I saw other people with the leash because it was like a colorful leash, and I feel so bad for the dog if he did have one. So then he's been chugging beers all night, and he's been chugging waters all night, and he's been doing whatever all night. That last beer took him 30 minutes.
Oh, he's
to
hanging
drink
out
because he had closed that. You know what I mean? Like he was just trying to suck every last little drop out of that beer, and then I guess I don't know what Mike said to him. But because I told him, I was like, "That's your last beer. Here's your ticket, whatever." Mike goes over, and I guess the dude asked Mike to close out. And Mike was like, "Hey, are you going to close this dude out or what?" I was like, "I closed him out like 5 minutes ago."
Oh, he didn't even remember.
Yeah.
Darren Nisha.
But he was, it was just so, it was so funny how hard he was chugging those beers and the waters that he got punished with. But then that last beer, he was sipping it like a fine brandy, swirling it around his cup.
Dipping his cigar in it.
Dipping his cigar in it.
Oh, Darren. Oh, so did you ever figure out what he said to her?
Yeah, he probably didn't say anything. Like I think she was
You
just
think
being.
he was in there like he was like.
I mean,
maybe?
that's the reaction that she gave him that he was doing something like that. I think what he was probably doing was just going, "Hey," like he was Joel or Mauricing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's going, "Hey." And I'm like, "What, motherfucker? What?
Yeah.
What?"
He probably told her she'd be a lot prettier if she smiled more.
Oh, yeah. Guys that are listening, girls love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's their
If you ever
favorite.
see a girl that's not smiling, just go ahead and tell her that she would look better if
Yeah.
she smiled. And it's going to be amazing.
Oh, that's girls just
Probably
adore
get
that.
laid off of that, dude.
Because I was behind the bar for, I don't know, I mean, I was by the kitchen behind the bar, kind of out of the way, and just kind of chilling. And
Kind of out of the way.
Kind of out of the way. Look, I'd had a long night.
Because when I worked the outside bar, you're back there.
Yeah.
I was like, and I thought of this before you came in that night. I was like, I got this big old inside bar, man, with all these seats. I was like, here's Clint right next to me.
Well,
Like
and there was
always.
one moment I was in the way, and I was like, no, and I jumped through, and I got to the kitchen and went, fuck, I was in the way there. And I was trying to get by, and there was like, people were coming up from both sides. I was like, ah! And I'm too small to like just kind of be out of the way real quick. But anyways, I'm behind the bar where I'm not supposed to be, but I am from behind the BarCast, so
How could I do this if I weren't behind the bar?
Because usually at the main bar you can stand by the by the radio and be out of the way for real.
Yeah.
That's just where I usually.
Well, so we did something smart at one point, and I don't know who thought of it, but there's a little bottleneck over there.
To block that area.
To block that area, so you can't go through the local side of the bar.
I never jumped over that area, but somebody else was like, "I can climb that shit." Like him, he would do it. And I was like, "I'm not climbing over stuff. I'm too old."
Yeah, we stuck something over there. It was like you could get over it, but it was a hassle to do it.
What bar area?
Right by the golf machine. Or
Oh yeah, I've had to jump that shit for fights so many times.
Anyways, I'm
Not
back
now.
there for a minute, and some guy's just staring at me, and you're not behind the bar, Mike's not behind the bar, and I'm getting the wave, and I'm like, hey, he's like, can I get it? I was like, water? Because I can do that all day. He's like, a cigarette? I was like, oh, we don't sell cigarettes here. And he's like, no, let me just get a cigarette. And I'm like, I'll give you one, but if you ask for one more, there's going to be an issue.
There's a school of people, and I've heard them say this, like, I've heard people say this. They're like, well, it used to be the bartenders had lighters and cigarettes for us. Like, anywhere they went, that
like Rob?
Like, if you're...
Bowman, not Kissabeth?
Yeah, well, it'll be... Yeah, right. Like...
That guy.
Yeah, it'll be like... I guess they're used to an old saloon down the fucking corner.
Gaina's.
Yeah, or something. They're like, where's the free cigarettes that I get from the bartender?
Which now cost $8 a pack.
Yeah.
Jerry's Lounge on Waters? Like, where did you
exactly,
get that?
yeah. Fucking Johnny
The guy was
Say
like,
Hey
"Take us
Lounge
through."
or whatever.
I'm like, what do you want? Like a menthol? Not menthol.
Not the lawnmower. The Long Branch?
The long-
that
the long
seems like
branch.
a
Snaps
place you
back.
to walk in.
Yeah, you asked for a cigarette?
I'll take a
Snaps
bourbon
back.
and give me a free cigarette with it. What if you have free cigarette night, but it was only one cigarette?
You get one. You just have
The
one
Long
percent.
Branch is not that place, though.
No,
Dude, you walk in there, you're the only white person in there. Like, it's like...
back in the day-
I guess it's
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
next to
yeah.
Savannah State.
Back in the day, it used to be a little more multicultural.
Yeah.
And I got kicked out of the Long Branch one night.
Oh, wow.
It was 2002 or 3, and I was with some near-do-wells I don't hang out with anymore.
Uh-huh.
And we were on some things I don't do anymore.
Yeah.
And they had just gotten one of those machines that you can play any song, you can, the jukebox machine where you can look songs up.
Yeah.
And so I played Adam Sandler's at a medium pace. If you don't know Adam Sandler's at a medium pace, look it up. It's about jacking off in a shampoo bottle.
With a
going up your
shampoo
ass.
bottle, yeah.
And so I played it, and I followed it with "I'm sorry, so sorry." But it didn't get to "I'm sorry, so sorry" before the shenanigans began. So I'm with like 5 dudes and a chick, and there's maybe 10 other people in the bar. And I'm with a bunch of like kind of thuggish guys or whatever, and that comes on. They're all like, "Who in the hell played this damn thing?" And people are getting a little upset.
They're getting agitated that this song
about
played.
jacking off at a bar is happening, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm over there laughing at myself, and they're like,
"Oh my pearls!"
and
I
they're
can't
like,
believe
that guy did it, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, it was me. But wait till the song's over, and you'll understand. And they're like, fuck that. And they're like, the whole bar gets up, they all hang out there, and they're like, y'all got to go. And like, we got into a fight with the whole bar
about an Adam Sandler
song. And in the midst of us like pushing and shoving, I'm
sorry, so sorry.
comes on. And they're like, well, sing the song. I was apologizing.
They don't have a kill switch for that?
Well, I guess now they have kill switches.
All right, so I know they have them now because
the Rails got one for sure.
I know that the sandbar down on Tybee does, but I went at the first. It used to be Hangfire, and it was right when Hangfire first opened, and it was like ultra douchey, hipster place, and it was the first time I'd ever seen it. And I walked by and I looked inside, and I was just like, look at these people. Like I was just like, this is look at these people. I walked in, I put $1 in, and I played "Oops, I Did It Again" 5 times in a row and dipped.
That's the move.
You got to get out before they realize what's happening.
You do it too, and you play something in the middle, and then 3
more.
more.
That's better like that.
The best move is to go to like a Waffle House where they have a regular jukebox without a kill switch.
You can't do nothing. You got kill switch is the power plug.
So I've got a Karen of the neighborhood. Week. So, and it's a rare chance. This is why I'm using this Karen that someone else has witnessed this Karen.
I was there.
So Friday night, it's 1 a.m. I am waiting for Vinny to come by and pick up his Thanksgiving leftovers.
Friday after Thanksgiving. Got it.
Friday Thanksgiving. And Vinny left his Thanksgiving leftovers in my house Thursday night before we went to Tybee. And my night's winding down. I'm about to go to bed. Waiting for Vinny. I have been watching whatever. I'm now watching Seinfeld. It's the end of my night. My nights with Seinfeld now. Watching an episode or 2. There's a break in the noise, and my dog, who doesn't ever really growl, starts growling and runs over to the window. So I have cameras outside. So I turn on the camera, which has a speaker on it, so you can hear what's going on. And I hear 2 young men going, well, don't go over there. There's cameras in that guy's yard. Well, another one goes, well, I'm not going to jump that fence again. And I immediately perk up. And I'm like, what is going
That
on?
sounds like a burglary in
Correct.
progress.
And so I turned the TV down almost, not off, but down enough. And I'm trying to figure out how to get out of my front door and surprise them. Then I realized I've given my front door keys to my friend who lost his house keys the night before.
And
so
he can't get out of his
My
front
other
door.
key to my
Home
front
alone,
door is
baby.
in my car in my driveway.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can't just open the door and be like, bye-bye. So I'm like, I'm going to go out the back door and jump over the fence and scare these two shits. So I can hear them talking on the speaker, and he's about to be there. I'm like, hey, man, these
I'm
kids
like,
are pulling up.
on the way, like, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. He's like, no, I can't.
I was like, I got some shit going on here. And I'm like, actually, wait, yeah, come on. So he pulls up. I open the garage. He's pulling up, and they're like standing at the end. There's like a parking pad between my driveways, my neighbor's house and my house. They're right at the foot of that. So they've been up in my yard. Not by the camera I could see them, but where I could hear them.
Yeah.
So I walk out there, and it's Friday night. So I've had a few, and I'm like chasing them away. Like, hey, fuck off. Fuck you. One of the kids is walking away. One of them kind of talking shit, but they're leaving. And I don't recognize them really.
I was going to say, you ever see them?
They got hoodies on. I can't really see.
Yeah.
It's late. I didn't throw on glasses, so I was kind of there half blind.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck off. Go away. You can. I got you. I heard you. I got cameras everywhere. Just go away, kids. Go be kids somewhere else.
Yeah.
He and I, gets his food. He leaves 5 minutes later. I'm like, I'm going to kind of stay up for 30 minutes, keep an eye on
You'd be a little
things.
vigilant for the next little while.
So
because
I now have my door key back. So I open my front door. I close the door, and I stand up against the door and just listening. And I hear these two little shits. They're almost to the edge of my yard, and he goes going, hey, take your knife and go over there and slice a couple of his tires real quick. And he's like, I don't have my knife on me. He's like, come on, man,
Shut
go
up.
get his tires. So I am not having that shit.
Yeah, of course
So
not.
I there's a tree in my front yard. I'm walking in the shadow of the tree, and then I hear them go, they see me moving. I'm like, hey, what the fuck, dude? My tires? Like, come on, guys. You got caught. You don't have to be dicks. Like, fuck off. So one of them kind of walks away and is fucking with his phone. I had called him, and I'm like, look, you might need to come back.
Yeah.
Because I just need a witness. to
Yeah,
what's going on.
back.
Yeah.
So he's on the way back. I put my phone in my pocket. One of them starts walking towards me. He's like, you're about to make me mad, son. And I'm like, son, what are you saying? And this is a 16, he's what, you beat up a 16-year-old? And I would murder this 16-year-old child if I needed to. Well, about that time, his front door opens to his house, and here comes mama and 3 other kids. I'm not getting jumped by a bunch of teenagers, so I go back in the house. I prepare myself for some sort of home incident in a manner which I do not want to do, but I am prepared to defend my castle if I have to.
Yeah.
And the mom's in the front yard talking all the shit. You motherfucking pussy. You want to talk shit to kids? Come out here and fucking deal with me, you fucking piece of shit.
In your neighbor? She's your neighbor?
She's 2 houses down. She's now in my front of my house. With all the kids are like,
Trying to
get 'em.
defend her kids who were just talking about slashing your
Who were out
tires.
at 1:30 in the morning,
Wasted.
The kids have been drinking. She's
barefoot on
wasted.
Friday night after Thanksgiving.
And it was
like
35 degrees. So he pulls up. She's giving him shit. I walk out there. I've called the cops. I walk out there. She starts talking like, ma'am, let's wait till the cops get here, and we can talk then. Oh, you want to fucking threaten my fucking kids? And I'm like, your kids were in my yard. Talk about slashing my tires. There's no defense for this.
Yeah.
So the cops pull up. Everyone kind of, they dissipate. I talk to the cop. Cop goes talk to her. She goes, I don't have any kids here under the age of 10. She lies to the cops and says she doesn't have any kids under the age of 10 because they came back. But while she's there, he stays. We can hear her yelling at the cops from 2 doors down and across the cul-de-sac. Just loud, belligerent, blah, 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 blah. Just being a redneck, trashy woman that
She's
has.
probably at least 300 pounds, right?
They got 3 broken down cars in their yard and a car in a
She's
car.
close to 2, but she's only like 5'1".
Okay, gotcha,
Her name
yeah.
is Crystal Jordan. I fucking figured out their names, their kids' names. Her
Yeah.
son, whose name is Devin, who's fucking 16 and goes to Islands High School. I figured all this out on
Don't
Saturday.
cross Clint because he will track you down
do
like
the
the
dox you.
I know
freaking
everything.
IRS, dude.
They're from North Carolina. I know where they're from. I know everything about them. I know where she works. He
Their
works.
middle son has been truant the past 2 weeks at school as well.
So Saturday, I'm a little, look. If I was a 16-year-old
So
kid.
did she not get arrested?
No, so the cop
Because the
came.
easiest way to get arrested is to lie and yell at a cop.
So the cop said she doesn't have a kid under 10. I'm like, she does. He lives right there. And they're like, well, we can't really prove that. So he leaves. I talked to the cops for a few minutes. I'm like, look, I just want a report made in case this kid comes
yeah,
back
I
to
don't
my house.
care. Like, I'm not out here to, like...
The first time they were at my house, the cops, before they went talk to her, I said, don't arrest the kids.
Yeah,
just
that's not what
scare
I'm
them away.
looking- Yeah, but I want there to be a record of me saying
this
that
happening.
this is a possibility of something that would have happened or could have happened.
my tires get
So if
slashed.
my tires get slashed, but now I got a camera pointing right at my fucking car.
So now I put a new camera up that's not pointing at my car, so that there's not. And so nothing happened Saturday. Yesterday, I walked my dog to the YMCA as I normally do. I do a lap and a half. I'm coming back out the woods. I'm at the cut through. Here comes little Devin Darren, and his buddy, and he's looking at his phone, and he looks up and sees me. Now, I'm sure little Devin had had a few of his dad's natty lights, so he was feeling himself that night.
Yeah, yeah.
And seeing a grown man in the middle of the day versus at 1:30 in the morning is a lot different. And he looked up and went, huh, huh, about face, and they were gone.
Really?
I'm imagining the next morning, because his father is a person that's had the cops called to him 3 times for different things. His parents, that family has had the cops call them 5 times. I've talked to my neighbors about it now. They're the trouble family in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
They spend all this time doing Halloween and Christmas decorations, but they have 3 dead cars and a car engine in their yard on the other side of the house because they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're middle North Carolina white trash. Sorry if you're from middle North Carolina, but you're 50% chance you or your cousin is white trash.
Wasn't like the dad 50, but like the son was like 35.
The dad is 56. The owns the house. Man, it's 56. The son's 41, and then this one's 16. So
Wow.
They're putting them out real quick.
Wow.
So Karen, Darren, your son Darren, your mama Karen, all that shit. Come on.
What do you
now.
call a family of Karens and Darrens?
Ooh,
There's
a
got
flock of Karens?
a flock of
A flock of Karens.
Murder of Karens.
Murder of Karens. Oh, we've got. All right, listen, our listeners, our watchers. We need a term for a flock of Karens and Darrens. Please, your best.
No, not a group of Karens, but a family, that is all made
family,
up.
A family of Karens and Darrens.
Dad's Darren, mom's Karen.
Karen, son's Darren, daughter's Karen.
Did you know that Darren was used? I sent you the text, right?
That's right. Someone has jacked our Darren.
Darren was used in the public from someone that I've never heard of or know, or that I know doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah, it's getting
I don't
out there.
think.
We should have trademarked
So
it.
I'm thinking. So what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We either should have trademarked.
But you
Yeah, because it's been a Chad forever too. Like it's
That's what I'm
like
saying.
it's kind of
But
Darren's kind of been our term. I
that's
feel
what
like.
I
First
feel the
podcast
same.
you did Karen and Darren is documented on YouTube, so
Yeah.
there's a date on that.
Right.
So we need to
Oh, yeah.
Urban Dictionary it.
Wow.
And we need to post it on. We need to make it an Urban Dictionary thing and quote
Yeah.
from behind the BarCast. Because what did Tom have it at with? Let me see how them big titties fart.
Let me
Let me see how
big
them
tits fart.
Let me see how them
yeah.
big tits fart.
And he put that on the Urban Dictionary, and I think.
Well, somebody else did it and then credited them.
I think there's a wiki about it too. I don't know. We'll try and make a wiki about it.
We need to Karen and Darren wiki, but if you're a listener and you can come up with the name of a
For a family of
Karen and Darren's,
a pride of Karen.
pride of Karen and Darren's. We're just gonna take care of it by ourselves, apparently. But hey,
My mind is racing so fast, I just can't even think of names right now.
tomorrow when I post the synopsis
Yeah.
of the week in the comments,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the first question. Please drop your and Karen Darren. That'll give us some interaction, and we can all brainstorm together to figure out what these Karens
And then we'll be
Darrens are.
saying it on the air all the time, so you'll have a literal part of
Be
the
like,
little
shout out to listener insert name here.
insert name
coming
here.
up with
Who
these
made up the name insert name here?
Yeah, insert name here.
For a group of
on our Urban Dictionary page of Karens and Darrens and.
Is that had you had known that they had gotten the cops called on them before,
So
but had you ever ran into them at all? Like any other?
So I wave at people in the neighborhood because I'm from Tybee, where you wave at everybody that walks.
Yeah.
I'm walking my dog, I wave at everybody that drives by.
Yeah.
If it's not, I'm out smile, wave, but a little halfway, whatever.
Something.
I walked by this guy working on his car 5 times, like the Mr. Jordan, the middle child, the 41-year-old. I wave, nothing.
And they all live in the same house. A 41-year-old lives in the same house with his 56-year-old dad and his 200-pound mom.
200-pound mom. Well, the mom is daddy is not granddaddy Darren, middle daddy Darren.
Oh, gotcha.
It's his wife.
Gotcha.
Because she was talking shit like a 41-year-old Karen does.
Gotcha.
She's barefoot talking shit to a grown man.
And it was cold that night.
I don't want to beat up a woman or a bunch of kids. That was the thing. I was like, man, if this goes bad, they get on me. Like, I'm probably gonna fuck most of them up, which would be embarrassed. It's a lose-lose for me.
I wonder if that particular cop had ever dealt with him before.
That cop we lived on the west side, so no.
The only reason I knew she was 5'1" because she was in the street yelling, "I'm 5'1", and I'll fuck you up. Like that's how I know.
And
Yeah,
look, it's
too many
2021.
natty
I don't
life.
want to hit a woman, but if you hit me in the face with a closed fist, I have to defend myself. I will do it.
Or with a tall boy can of Natty Light.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what happens.
I am not getting beat up with a natty light. Okay, at least hit me with a damn Budweiser.
Or a twisted tea.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that to the dome.
Or what's the gray one that's like super high alcohol? It's like 211 or something like that. What's that shit called?
Steel
Steel Reserve.
Steel
Reserve.
Hey man, fuck me up with a Steel Reserve. That's fine, but not a damn
They've had
Natty
the cops
Light.
called on them twice since I've been there for other incidents. And I talked to my other neighbors about it. Their dog bit one neighbor's mom. Like they're the people that no one likes,
Yeah.
but they own, so it's hard to excavate them
Oh
from the
right,
neighborhood.
yeah. Are they the type where it's like the 3 yards next to them are cut and trimmed, and then they have the tall grass?
So the part of his yard where he decorates for Christmas and Halloween he had a lot of Halloweens. It's the house I showed you all that Halloween stuff. It's that house.
That corner house?
Yeah.
So that front part of the yard looks amazing, but the rest of the house is hot shit garbage. They have an above ground pool in the backyard.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
It's got plywood around half of it.
They're like, it's a real pool because we framed up some wood around
They
it.
just framed it where it leaked, and look, you got 3 dead cars outside and a dead boat and a car engine that's not in the cars.
Yeah, that's how you can tell if there's like 4 different vehicles in different states of disrepair in someone's yard. You might be.
He's ex-military. He's got the loud revving car that he like when he drives. I've seen him outside the neighborhood, and I thought he was going to be speeding through traffic. Drives normal, but in the neighborhood he's like.
In the neighborhood, he's got something to prove.
40. I'm like, what are you doing?
He's like Martin from Breezy Cab in the neighborhood.
Yeah, but now he's flexing. He's like, Martin's doing it for a means to an end.
Yeah, to run his
this guy's
job
like,
efficiently.
don't forget. So I expected to hear from him because of the way he's been with other neighbors.
I was going to say like a walkover.
He told Nikki that maybe her cat got hit by a car because she didn't keep it in her house one time, and her cat got kicked in the face. And I was like, so I've researched this man's whole entire social media life.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, ooh. Oh,
You
Nikki,
do
no
some
response.
deep dives on people. Like
I'm real good at research.
I can mention something as an aside.
I did my own research.
Yeah. I can just mention something so small, and you'll come back and be like, yeah, 5'7", social 254-899-9911.
I'm just good at research because I learned how to do it, with a degree, not just by
because you do your own
memes.
research. Because you do your own research.
I didn't learn research from memes and what was the news? So speaking of doing your own research, I got a text from one of our listeners whose name I'm not going to mention.
Can I mention it?
Sure, you can mention his name if you know who he is. He got invited to a new social media site. It's called Mewe, MEWE. It's a social network. Got invited by a friend. Thought I'd run it by a closer friend / our relationship. And I was like, no, stay away from that. It's it's like Facebook without fact checking. So I went to it and looked. I spent 1 minute, scrolled through 4 posts, and it was like the most bizarro things in the world. Like why should Alex Jones be president was one of the headlines.
Why does everyone think the Earth is round?
Yes, something like that.
Yeah.
It's just a social media site where they don't fact check anything, so you can just say what you want to, which sounds cool in a fantasy land.
Yeah,
but
right.
when you have 65-year-old people that believe anything they read on the internet, it's kind of dangerous.
There was something. All right, so this happened to me, and I was listening to. Oh man, now that I should have thought about it before the podcast, but there was something that I believed was true, and it's very mundane. Like it was like how long cicadas live,
right,
or whatever, right? Yeah. So I'd had this idea that they
years.
lived for 17 years or something like that, right? Whatever. For 10 years, my life was informed by knowing that they lived 17 years. But then I found out that where I heard it from was in non-factual, and they only lived for 14 years or whatever. But I believe that for all that fucking time, not because I was like, yeah, 17 motherfuckers. Yeah. That's how long. I was just like, that was an implicit fact that I just knew in my head.
How old were you when this happened?
29, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, as mundane as that was, that same effect still happens to people. If they see something and they think they can trust it.
What's that effect called?
I don't know.
You want to
the
say
Pajitsky effect?
Pajitsky effect, yeah, the Pajitsky effect.
But yeah, so you believe it, even if it's not something that you care about, but it still informs the way that you approach the world.
Isn't that called the Mandela effect?
No, the Mandela effect is when you think something did happen that didn't.
Like the Berenstain, like
that's
Berenstain married
like
the bear.
cicadas live 17 to 14 years.
Yeah, but that's like a.
Well, in that realm. So when I was in elementary school, I was surprisingly bothersome to my parents about random stuff, and I talked a lot and asked a lot of questions because I was curious because I couldn't do my own research because I was 7 or 8.
You weren't ready.
And I guess my dad would just start giving me fucking answers to get me to go away.
Oh, sure, yeah.
What's the biggest continent on the planet? He goes, well, it's Antarctica because of all that ice. I go to school the next day, and I adamantly defend this position. Yep. My father, who's in medicine and knows a lot, was just like, I don't know, go away.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, Fact.
So imagine you're a 70-year-old on
Yeah.
Facebook and you see one thing where it says, Bill Gates eats children or something.
Yeah, you're like,
whatever
damn right
whatever
does. They're
the
teenagers, but yeah.
the thing du jour today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you just accept it as fact, all of a sudden it informs the rest of your life, and then you think that it's okay to walk into a place and go, I don't like whiskey, but give me a shot with whiskey in it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It turns. Look, these kind of networks are making Darrens and Karens everywhere. They think it's okay to be Darren. It's okay to be Karen. And it's
Right.
not.
It's my right to be
Don't
Karen. It's
be-
my right to be Darren.
Or Kern.
I wonder. So the guy down the street. So I'm sure that he's probably on like some MeWe shit like that. I bet.
Oh, definitely.
I bet he's in the the Ponzi scheme about the bourbon.
Yeah. But he's buying like Jim Beam or somebody, which is not even on the
Yeah.
rules.
So what is the Ponzi
So
scheme?
I've got sent by a few people. One of them is a listener who we really love.
Yeah.
You know who you are. We love you. But it was that you tag somebody in a post. You tag up to 100 people in a post. And you're supposed to buy the number one person on this list a bottle of bourbon of $45. You buy one bottle of bourbon for number one, which is not the person that sent it to you. They're number two. And so when you send it out, you move number two to number one. You send it to all your friends. So the idea is that if a third of your friends buy number one a bottle of bourbon, they get 33 bottles of bourbon. And then all your friends that send that bourbon out move you to number one on the list. And then you get an opportunity to get 330 bottles of bourbon or whatever.
So it's like gambling multi-level marketing because you are
Yes.
multi-level marketing, except you're not guaranteed.
It's a chain email pretty much. But look, it could in practice that could work where you'd get a few bottles of bourbon.
See, I think it would be a good idea if you had 10 friends,
Yes.
not like just people that you tag on.
Can't we
Fa-
just buy each other a bottle of bourbon here?
Yeah, you have like a bourbon society, the From Behind the
Which
BarCast bourbon
sounds
society.
so nice. A bourbon society.
We should have a bourbon society, and then we could have a Tito
I can't drink a
society.
whole bunch more bourbon than that.
Yeah, the last time we had bourbon, and we talk about it all the time, but I don't care because it's hilarious.
Where
but
are we at here?
oh, I don't know. The last time
You
we
don't
had
have to drive. You drink this. Wait, no, do I?
no.
Oh no! See, the mixer.
The last
Y'all
time we had
continue the last
bourbon,
class.
our computer crashed. So we had to
Maybe it was a meteor then. Too.
maybe it was the Armageddon meteor that Elon Musk was flying out to explode,
God.
or just knock it off its trajectory, I guess.
Yeah, you don't blow up anything in the sky because then you make debris, which is a terrible
Yeah.
idea. What you do if something's close to the planet is you just bump it. Like if you're in the pool and something's floating towards you and you go boop,
Like
and
a
it
Baby
goes,
Ruth bar floating towards
yeah,
you.
you just flick it
away.
and that turd goes in the other direction. That's
Are we
how things work
talking
in
about
space.
the plot for Armageddon right now, or
Well, no, their plot was to blow it in half.
yeah, and then it
And it go around the
and
planet?
it went off other ways.
That's not science, but okay.
So all right,
If you blow something up, there's going to
Deep
be a lot of
Impact
debris
was
in
the
the middle.
same way, but it didn't work as well as I
Full
thought.
honesty, I've never seen that movie, but so
Armageddon?
So their plan was to hit
You
it.
do not fall asleep. I'll tell you watch that movie.
So their plan was to hit it in the middle, and
Paxton
it was split,
Christmas
and
gift,
then
Armageddon VHS.
VHS. I wish I had a VHS player.
Like, remember the TVs that came with VHS players or
Had one.
DVD player, and they always broke.
Oh yeah, the worst was the DVD player and
Yeah.
inside the TV because you could watch a DVD like 4 times and then it was definitely dead.
Then it would eat it.
Yeah,
It would come out as Armageddon,
and back then DVDs were like $25. Well,
and now you can just borrow them on your computer.
adjusted for inflation. Well, now I mean like I watch YouTube and Netflix.
Okay, so I buy 4K discs for Marvel movies because I just started watching them for the first time the other day.
And if you don't get them like that, do you not get 7.1 surround or anything?
So that's the thing. The sound and the picture are better in a disc because you can't stream. Don't fall asleep over there. You can't. You can't.
I don't want to fall asleep.
yeah.
I don't want to close my eyes.
I'm about to buy Armageddon in fucking 4K. So I wrote that one down too. So you just get better sound and picture on a disc versus what you can get through streaming because you can only send so much of a signal through the cable.
Because that's a lot of bandwidth.
It's a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah.
And so, but you get more that way. And there's some movies I want to watch. Like I've got 10 4K movies, and 8 of them are Marvel/Fox Marvel movies. I got Deadpool 2 and 1, and then 7 Marvel movies, and then John Wick, because John Wick is badass. He killed a man with a pencil. A pencil.
Oh, there's a penisal.
A penisol. It's like a
That's penis salt,
It's like
man.
a parasol, but with full of dicks.
Well, we're glad the world didn't end during our little break there. And we're glad it's not Armageddon. We're glad you're still listening. We're glad you're still watching on YouTube.
Don't
we're
close
glad,
your eyes till you finish this video.
We're glad you're going to send us bourbon to P.O. Box 191, Tybee Island, Georgia 31328. We're glad that you follow us on Instagram at From Behind the BarCast, on Facebook at From Behind the BarCast, and we're glad when
Find
you
us on Patreon. That's the most glad we get.
And we'll be really happy if you go to patreon.com/ From Behind the BarCast, and
That's a good podcast, guys. Thanks.
and you get a lot of extra stuff. So
Would y'all like an F-bomb count for
Yes,
this?
let's hear it.
Dude. Like, it was kind of epic because Paxton was in a huge lead at the first half. Like, it was like, at the first half, Paxton had 10, I had 2, and Clint had 3 or 4. And then Clint's Karen story came out, and he came back like Tom Brady in the fourth quarter. And so we have a total of 25 F-bombs. Paxton in second place with 10, me in third place with 3, and Clint in first place with 13.
we got a winner.
You did not cuss in the second half. Good job, man.
I gotta feel like
You
my,
cuss, but no F-bombs.
Thank you guys. I
my speed of
appreciate it.
speech and my F-bombs go way up around the Karen talk. Because I hurt myself down. I was like, whoa, easy,
As
buddy.
soon as you hit the Karen, you hit the F's.
Hey. Oh, man. Well, guys, sorry effing about that.
Yeah. Good job this week, guys. Thank y'all. See y'all next
Love
week.
y'all.